Ever just wake up and feel that you want to just go right back to sleep? You have a headache, you feel so tired all over, and you feel so unfocused? Ever study for exam so hard last night, then you go to the exam and you forget everything? Ever feel like your brain just stopped working? Or ever just woke up feeling quite sick and then those symptoms just suddenly disappearing? Well, we better look at your daily schedule. Today, we're going to talk about the impacts of sleep deprivation on the human body. Welcome to Fun Facts, Fun World Explanation Series.
First off, what is sleep deprivation? Sleep deprivation is a state of body and mind where which an individual has lacked sleep for a long period of time. And lack sleep, by this I mean that this person hasn't slept to the full amount of hours that is required for a human to keep healthy for some time. This is very bad for humans as it can harm your body in many different ways. So first off, it can harm the immune system. Studies have shown that the lack of sleep or sleep deprivation can lead to a significant decrease in the number of a certain type of immune cell known as a T killer cell. These type of T killer cells' usual job is to patrol around the body and detect cells that are abnormal. Cells that are abnormal would include cells that are affected by viruses or cells that have become cancerous, which means that technically a lack of sleep will number one leave you more vulnerable to viral infections, such as coronavirus, and number two make you more vulnerable for cancers. And of course, nobody wants to have any of them, which is why I suggest you go to bed the proper time. If you, however, still choose to go to bed at the wrong time and be sleep deprived, well, not only will you be dying of cancer, you'll be also missing the amazing content we upload on this channel. Speaking of which, if you see a red subscribe button, please do me a favor and turn that gray. Much appreciated. Now, where were we? Oh yes, talking about how not sleeping can kill you. Okay. Studies have also shown that not sleeping, or sleep deprivation, can cause problems with your brain. Well, you see, your brain is an organ, and it needs to get rid of waste, just like you and your organs, your other organs. You get rid of waste by going to the bathroom, plumping yourself down on that big porcelain throne, and making weird smells and noises. Well, how does your brain get rid of waste? Well, your brain gets rid of waste when you're sleeping. Your brain has a special system of tubes that flush out waste accumulated inside the brain, and it only activates when a person is sleeping. This means that your brain becomes a huge junkyard completely stockpiled with brain poop, that's what I call it, if you don't sleep enough. And as bad as that sounds, well, that is very bad. And your brain becoming an absolute junkyard is quite detrimental to your health. So first off, your brain becoming full of junk is going to be bad for your memory. Studies have shown that people with sleep deprivation, which has led to their brain being a full junkyard, has trouble creating neuron synapses that are responsible for storing long-term memory. This means that when you first see something, your brain will store it as short-term memory. But to keep that memory for a long time, it needs to be stored as long-term memory. For example, information that you would need for a test would usually be stored as long-term memory. But sleep deprivation and your brain being clogged with junk can prevent this process from happening, or make this process super insufficient. This can lead to memory problems, such as the classical, "Oh, I studied so late at night for an exam and I can't remember a thing" syndrome, which is something that none of us wants. On the long term, however, sleep deprivation can cause more severe memory problems. For example, other studies have shown that sleep deprivation and accumulation of junk in the brain is directly linked to a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a deterioration of brain tissue, which means the brain is literally dying and shrinking as a result of high levels of toxic waste buildup inside the brain. Of course, waste buildup is related to sleep deprivation, which is why Alzheimer's and dementia are now also being linked to sleep deprivation.
Hopefully this video has convinced you to not stay up so late any longer. Well, goodbye guys, I'm heading straight back to bed.